Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to my kitchen. Today we are making peach cobbler, and we have some special guests, so you're going to want to wait all the way to the end to see who is in the kitchen this week. All right, so I have some beautiful fresh peaches to go in our cobbler because it is peach season, and why not use them up, right? So I have my beautiful peach. I'm going to slice it with my nice sharp knife, just in half. I'm going to turn the peach. Ta-da! So I have the pit on one half. All I'm going to do is use my thumb to pull it out. That's it. I don't have to peel my peaches. I'm just going to slice them up, whatever size you want. I like them pretty thin, so basically a bite size when you go to eat it. And for this recipe, I'm using about 2.5 pounds of peaches, fresh, beautiful peaches from Michigan. My recipe is actually in the first cookbook that I did for the library, which is the prize this week of the drawing. So you'll have that recipe, and Julie will also post it along with this video. So if you don't have the cookbook and you don't win it, you still get the recipe. So it's 2.5 pounds of beautiful ripe peaches. I'm going to put them right into my bowl here with some sugar. It's a 1/4 cup of sugar, a teaspoon of cornstarch, which is what is going to thicken our beautiful cobbler, and a pinch of salt, tablespoon of lemon juice. The lemon juice just is going to brighten up our flavors of our beautiful peaches. When I start a recipe, I always have my recipe out in front of me, and I gather my ingredients. So I have my cornstarch out, my salt, baking powder, baking soda, my flour, sugar. Everything is already in the bowl. So I can tell you there's a cup of flour, 3 tablespoons of sugar, 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. So those are leaveners that are going to give our cobbles their nice airy texture to them. 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I diced up some cold butter in here. So I'm going to work that into my dough, or into my flour and sugar and everything that's in here. Just with my hands, I'm going to break it up. If you have a food processor, it works really well. It takes a couple of pulses, so it works really easy. What I want it to look like is basically wet sand. So once I have it all broken up in here, I'm going to add some yogurt. You could use buttermilk if you wanted. You could use regular milk. I like the tang of the yogurt to bring out the nice flavor of your peaches. So I'm just going to break it up with my hands. Very low tech today, no big machines to take out. Basically, it's your measuring cups that you're using and your spoons. That's it. All right, so looks like wet sand. I'm going to take my yogurt and just stir it up. And then we're ready to put our cobbles onto our cobbler. Okay, so I have my beautiful yogurt in here. Back to using my wet measuring ingredients here for my wet measures. There you go. I'm just going to stir it up. It's all going to come together. It's going to be pretty thick though, so I don't want you to think like pancake batter. It's just going to all come together, and we're going to top it over our beautiful peaches, and it's ready to go in the oven. I will say the oven is set for 400 degrees, so it's a nice hot oven. Once it goes in, it will take maybe 25-30 minutes to cook. You're just going to look for your cobbles to be nice and brown on top, and then you're ready to go. All right, so here are my beautiful peaches. You'll see some of the juices came out. My cornstarch is in there, so that's going to thicken as it cooks. I'm just going to place them in my pan. So this is an 8x8 inch. You could do a 9x9, whatever you want. I like glass for baking my cobblers in instead of like a metal, so you don't get that crazy flavor. I have my dough here. So these are what's called a cobbler to go on top of your cobble or cobbler. So I'm just going to do spoonfuls on top, not uniform, just kind of sprinkled all around. When they cook, that baking powder and baking soda are going to make them fluff up, and that's what's going to give you that great texture. They're also going to absorb some of those peach juices as it cooks, so just spread them around, and we're going to pop it into our oven that's set at 400 degrees. So here is my beautiful peach cobbler that is done. I'm going to carefully take it out of the oven. It's bubbling up. So all those cobbles are soaking up those beautiful peach juices, and we're basically ready to serve it. Just remember, it's still 400 degrees. We have our taste testers. We have Mayor Burke here, and we have Frank Murray. So go ahead, try the cobbler. Tell the people what they want to hear. If it's thumbs up, thumbs down, what you would do different. Are you missing? There's no cherries in there.
It's delicious.
Amazing.
Yay!
The
Two
peaches
thumbs
are
up.
fantastic. So sweet.
Cobbler's perfect. And you got to try the recipe. That's what I'm going to go home and try. Kate has told me you can't mess it up.
And you can use any fruit with this cobbler is what we were told.
Yep.
So whatever's in season. Is that right?
Right, I
All right.
worked it with the seasons.